Okay, so this problem reads, how many three-letter orderings where no letter is repeated can be made using the letters of the word ponies? Okay, so this is actually what's called a permutation problem, okay? There's two problems that are similar. One's called combinations and the other is permutations. The difference is that permutations, the order is important, okay? And the reason that we can tell that this is a permutation, not a combination, is because of this line right here. It says where no letter is repeated. Okay, so that means that the order matters that these are going to be listed in. So this is going to be a permutation problem. So if you're asked to try to like order letters or anything like that, that's a permutation, and the permutation equation or formula is n factorial over n minus r factorial. Okay, let's talk about what that means. So n is going to be your number of letters, or the number that like you're talking about, or the total number of entries that you're talking about. So in this case, what we're talking about is the letters in the word ponies, okay? In the word ponies, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 total letters. So that's our total number that we're referring to. So n in this problem is going to be 6, okay? Because that's our total number. R, when you're talking about permutations, is like how many, like I have a hard time like explaining it, but like in this problem, it's how many letters we're using. So we're talking about 3-letter orderings. So if we're only using 3 letters, R is then 3. But again, that would be like if it said how many 5-letter orderings, R would be 5. Okay, so R depends on how many letter orderings in this case that you're talking about. But anyway, so n is 6, R is 3. So let's fill those in and see what that looks like. So that's going to be 6 factorial over 6 minus 3 factorial. Okay, so basically what a factorial is, let's talk about this exclamation point in case you don't know what that means in mathematics. An exclamation point basically means that you're multiplying the number, like 6 factorial stands for 6 times every number under it until you get to 1. So 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, so that's what 6 factorial means. And then on the bottom, we're going to simplify. So I'm just going to go downward as we simplify this. So I'm going to leave the 6 factorial on top for a second, because on the bottom, 6 minus 3 gives me 3. So that is now 3 factorial. Okay, so now let's simplify this. 6 factorial, like I just said, becomes 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. Now, with factorials, when you're dividing, you can cancel out the numbers that are the same. So like 3 cancels with 3, 2 with 2, 1 with 1. So now all we're left with is 6 times 5 times 4. 6 times 5 gives me 30, times 4 gives me 120, okay? So that is your total number of combinations, is 120. So if we look over here, our answer is D. So again, when we're asked about letter orderings where the letter cannot be repeated, so that tells us that the order matters, we're using permutation, which is this equation.